The road ahead, what we will learn. In the quest for freedom, we look at the nuts and bolts of the building a micro business through the lens of those who have done it. The basics of starting a business are very simple. You don't need to earn MBA, keep the $60,000 tuition, venture capital, or even a detailed plan. You just need a product or service, a group of people willing to pay for it, and a way to get paid. This can be broken down as follows. Yes, broken down. 1. Product or service. What you sell. 2. People willing to pay for it. Your customers. 3. A way to get paid. How you exchange a product or service for money. If you have a group of interested people but nothing to sell, you don't have a business. If you have something to sell but no one willing to buy it, you don't have a business. In both cases, without a clear and easy way of customers to pay for what you offer, you don't have a business. Put the three together and congratulations, you are now an entrepreneur. This is how the combination works, right? These are the bare bones of any project. There is no need to overcomplicate things, but to look at it more closely, it helps to have an offer, a combination of product or service plus the messaging that makes a case to potential buyers. The initial work can be a challenge, but after the typical business gets going, you can usually take a number of steps to ramp up sales and income if you want to. It helps to have a strategy of building interest and attracting attention, described here as a hustling. Instead of just popping up one day with an offer, it helps to craft a launch event to get buyers excited ahead of time. We look at each of those concepts in a precise detail, down to the dollars and cents figure from those who have gone before. The goal is to explain what people have done that works and closely examine how it can be replicated elsewhere. The lessons and the case studies illustrate a business creation method that has worked many times over. Build something that people want and give it to them. There is no fail-proof method. There is no fail-proof method. In fact, failure is often the best teacher. Yes. Along the way, we'll meet an artist whose studio collapsed underneath him as he stood on the roof, frantically shoveling snow. We'll see how an adventure travel provider recovered after hearing that the South Pacific island they were taking guests to the next morning was no longer receiving visitors. Sometimes the challenge comes from too much business instead of too little. In Chicago, we'll see what happens when a business struggles under the weight of the unexpected 2,000 new customers in a single day. We will study how these and other brave entrepreneurs forged ahead and kept going, turning potential disasters into the long-term successes. The constant themes in our study are freedom and value, but the undercurrent to both is a theme of change. From his home base in Seattle, James Kirk used to build and manage computer data centers around the country, but in an act of the conviction that took less than 6 months from the idea to execution, he packed up a 2006 Mustang and left Seattle for South Carolina on a mission to start an authentic coffee shop in the island of biscuits and iced tea. Once he made the decision, he says, all other options were closed. There was one moment very early on when I realized this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want to do, and this is what I'm going to do. And that was that. Decision made. Decision made. I'll figure the rest out. As we will see, James later got serious about making a real plan, but the more important step was the decision to proceed. Ready or not, he was heading for a major change, and it couldn't come soon enough. A few short months later, Jamestown Coffee opened for business in Lexington, South Carolina. James and his new staff had worked 10-hour days for several weeks to prepare for the opening. But there it was, a ribbon to be cut. The mayor on the hunt to welcome the business to the community, and a line of customers eager to sample the wares. The day had come out. The day had come at last, and there was no looking back. Key points. Micro business aren't new. They've been around since the beginning of the commerce. What's changed, however, is the ability to test, launch, and scale your project quickly and on the cheap. To start a business, you need 3 things: a product or service, a group of people willing to pay for it, and a way to get paid. Everything else is completely optional. If you are good at one thing, you are probably good at other things too. Many projects began through a process of skill transformation in which you apply your knowledge to a related topic. Yeah, this is what combination is, right? Make it thrive, make it abstract into another dimension. Most important, merge your passion and skill with something that is useful to other people. Yes, because where we live is pretty much the field. We share the value. We are happy because of the surroundings. So you are only partial function that consists of the surroundings, right? So in order to justify your existence, you also have to justify your surroundings. Like a spider web.